Hey guys, Black Ninja 797 here. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about something that you guys will probably be really happy to hear, and that's about the possible release date for Black Ops 2 being backwards compatible. Now, I just want to let you guys know in advance before any of you guys possibly go, like keyboard warrior or anything on me. I just want to let you know that this is a 100% theory. There is absolutely no way that I know that when Black Ops 2 could officially be backwards compatible, and heck, it could even be remastered instead of backwards compatible. So I just want to let you guys all know that this is 100% theory, so I just want to let you know that in advance. But anyways, I'm going to be talking about why I possibly believe that I know the possible release date for Black Ops 2 to be backwards compatible. So let's talk about this for a second. So Black Ops 2 has been the #1 backwards compatible requested game for the longest time. Everybody wants this backwards compatible. It's always at the #1 spot on like the backwards compatibility list, but it's the only one on that list that hasn't been backwards compatible yet. There's a couple reasons why I believe that it has been backwards compatible yet. So let's talk about it. The first reason is that there could possibly be a Black Ops 2 remastered, which a lot of people wouldn't mind. However, though, in my personal opinion, I know that Activision would ruin the game if they made it remastered, because like they did with COD 4, I assume that they would possibly stick in like supply drop exclusive weapons, even though that hasn't happened in COD 4 yet, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be coming eventually just because we all know it's Activision. But basically, there could be a possibility that it could be remastered. Now, if it was remastered, when would it release? Well, I have two theories on that. Number one is I feel like they might possibly release it this year with the new Call of Duty that's coming out in 2017, Sledgehammer's next game. Now, the only reason why is because Advanced Warfare 2 still is a possibility. We don't know what Advanced Warfare, like left in the company's like office in terms of like data and like in terms of memory. Like we don't know what Sledgehammer's making. We don't have any spoilers, any hints or anything. So we could have Advanced Warfare 2, Call of Duty Vietnam, whatever. We have no idea what Sledgehammer's working on. However, though, the community has basically come to an agreement that most of us really don't want Advanced Warfare 2 or any futuristic Call of Duty game. However, though, if Sledgehammer royally screwed up and they didn't realize that we just didn't want futuristic games anymore, they could have made Advanced Warfare 2 and couldn't have gone back enough to be able to make a whole new game. So there might be a possibility that the reason why Black Ops 2 is not backwards compatible yet is because since Sledgehammer majorly screwed up, they might leave Black Ops 2 Remastered as a pre-order bonus. However, though, I have a contradicting theory about why that might not necessarily be the case, and here's why. So, the very first Call of Duty that we've ever got remastered was this year. It was COD 4, and that was the very first Call of Duty that was extremely popular. COD 4 is where the Call of Duty franchise basically took off. Call of Duty 3, 2, and 1, they were okay, but COD 4 is what like set Call of Duty up to the standard it is today, and that's basically what made Call of Duty popular. Now, you would think that they would just make Black Ops 2 Remastered because it would make a whole bunch of money. However, though, I don't think they would necessarily do that, and here's why. So, Black Ops 2 is not Treyarch's first Call of Duty, for those of you guys that don't know. I know a lot of you guys probably know this, but just in case you didn't know, it's not. World at War was the first popular Call of Duty by Treyarch, but the first Call of Duty period by Treyarch was Call of Duty 3. And since we've gone from COD 4 to nothing so far, I'm assuming they would do it in chronological order and make a World at War 2 remaster, just so that way they would go in order. To skip all the way to Black Ops 2, it would just make no sense. It would just go out of order. So, there is a possibility that we might not be seeing it be remastered, and we just might see it be backwards compatible instead. And I'm just hoping that it honestly is backwards compatible, just because if they made it remastered, I'm assuming, like I said, they would probably ruin it with supply drops, and nobody really wants that. So, now let's talk about another little tidbit of information that I want to share with you guys. Black Ops 2 has been so requested on the backwards compatibility list that, and I'm not sure exactly what the gentleman's name is, so forgive me if I'm, like a little bit wrong, but I don't want to say his name just in case I am wrong, but there's one gentleman on Twitter. He's basically this guy that's just like, running like all the information about backwards compatible games and talking about when they'll be released. There was like a whole like entire like video like on him recently about how he got like mad on Twitter and like basically was like going keyboard warrior on somebody. And he actually said that he made a bot just to basically take care of everybody that was asking about Black Ops 2 being backwards compatible just because he was so sick of it. And so that makes me wonder if he's tired so much of people asking to the point where he made a bot to reply to questions. Is it that they just wants them to stop, like, asking because it's never going to happen, or because he knows the date and he doesn't want to accidentally give it away? Because I don't know if you guys know this, but Activision and a whole bunch of the other developers have in the past released multiple leaks and information just by accident. It's just a fluke that happens sometimes, but when it happens, everybody goes and makes tons of videos about it, and Activision will strike down those videos instantaneously. Just like how when COD 4 Remastered was getting all those leaks about all the DLC weapons, which were true and ended up being in the game at one point, everyone was making videos. Activision strike those videos down and gave a whole bunch of like copyright strikes and everything. So if people are getting like copyright strikes on videos like on COD 4 and stuff, we know that it's most likely going to happen in the future. So if Activision strikes down copyright material about possible leaks, they're just trying to avoid that to begin with, because if Activision takes anything down that basically is like a hint, like a big red flag saying like, hey, this is something that we don't want you using because it's going to be happening soon. So basically Activision's just trying to prevent themselves from pushing themselves into a corner. So what I'm thinking is that they know that we want so bad, and they're just waiting for the right time to release it. For me personally, I think that they are going to release Black Ops 2 on the backwards compatibility list finally after the last DLC for Infinite Warfare. And here's why. And this is like, it's going to make a lot of sense once I say it to you guys. So, Infinite Warfare, out of all the Call of Duties, is probably the worst in terms of sales, in terms of like player population, everything. Infinite Warfare has just been a dud. Not a lot of people are playing the game right now. It got to the point so bad that we actually ended up getting COD 4 Remastered this year. If we didn't give so much backlash, I honestly don't think we would have had that as a pre-order bonus, because I just think that Activision wouldn't have been, so nice. Like, I don't think that they would have been nice enough to give us a backwards compatible game. My bad, it's not backwards compatible. A remastered game of something that we love, unless like Infinite Warfare wasn't a complete flop. If Infinite Warfare wasn't like a complete and utter failure, basically to the majority of the community, I don't think that we would have gotten COD 4 Remastered. So what I'm thinking is that since Infinite Warfare was such a dud, and they want to make as much money on it as possible, I think that they're going to wait until all 4 DLCs are released for Infinite Warfare. Now, that might sound like a very, very long time, but it's not quite as long as you think. It's not like at the end of the year, like when the next Call of Duty comes out and then like everybody's going to be playing that. No, I think that's going to be happening around August. Here's why. So, Infinite Warfare is going to be having their DLC, I believe, in this order. We're going to be having one in January, which is going to be the first DLC. That's January the 31st. And then the next DLC usually releases about 3 months after that, so I would say the second one becoming around April. Then I would say around, like, July, maybe, would be probably, like, the third DLC. And then August/September, but more likely August, would be the last DLC. And I'm kind of going off of the way that Black Ops 2 DLC went, because Black Ops 2 happened during those months. It happened during January, April, July, and August. Now, this is just a guess, but that's what I think that the order is going to be. And I think shortly after the DLC has been out on the PlayStation, not necessarily PC and Xbox as well, but just the PlayStation, because that's where, the YouTubers and stuff are at to make their DLC content. I think that a little bit after, like I would say maybe like 2 weeks or something, they're going to release Black Ops 2 backwards compatible, or they'll at least have an announcement for it. Because once all the DLC is gone, they don't have to worry about, like losing any money. And plus also they don't have to worry about like any like their DLC in terms of supply drops or their like weapon variants or anything. It would just make the most sense for Activision, because Activision controls when backwards compatible games come out, such as Black Ops 2. So Activision, since we all know that they just want to get a ton of money, they'll probably wait until after all the DLC, so that way they can save the money as much as possible. As much as that sounds unfair, Activision is a business. At the end of the day, they just want money. So I personally think, like, in just my honest opinion, that they will wait until around August time. Plus also, since August is when still a couple of people, not necessarily the whole entire population, because I know sometimes people will actually go back to school in August, but maybe like the beginning of August, like the last few weeks before people go back to school, I think that they will release it just so that way the people that are still like in summer or about to go back to school can play Black Ops 2 backwards compatibility. So that way you can have a ton of people online, because summer everyone's going to be basically out of school, or most people are going to be out of school. It would make the most sense. It just seems like that they wouldn't go out of order, despite it possibly making more money. I don't think that Sledgehammer screwed up to the point where they made Advanced Warfare 2 or some other Call of Duty that has jetpacks and like boost jumps and everything to the point where they would have to make the game remastered. I don't think that they would have to. Could we still see Black Ops 2 remastered? Yes, we actually still possibly could see Black Ops 2 remastered. I genuinely think that later down the road, we will still see it anyways, just because of how much people like the idea of Black Ops 2 Remastered. Black Ops 2 Remastered and backwards compatible would be both great things. However, though, I don't think it would be for a long time yet, because like I said, I think they're going to go in chronological order, and if we still have to wait for World at War Remastered, and, you know, MW2 Remastered, which would be amazing, by the way, Black Ops 1 Remastered, and MW3 Remastered, that's 4 other Call of Duties, I believe. Yeah, World at War, MW2, Black Ops, and MW3. Yeah, it's 4 other Call of Duties. So that would be years, because if they're doing it once a year, that would be tons and tons of years down the road. I still think it's a possibility, but in my honest opinion, I think that the possible release date is going to be on a Tuesday in August. And I'm going to look at my phone real quickly, because I actually took a picture of my calendar to see what dates are going to be on Tuesday in about August time. So, August, for Tuesdays are either the 1st, 8th, 15th, 22nd, or the 29th for this year. So for August, for Tuesdays for this year, it's going to be the 1st, 8th, 15th, 22nd, or the 29th. And since I said it would be about like 2 weeks into it, that would possibly be, you know, around like the 8th or the 15th or so. One of those two, I believe. But I'm assuming that on the 18th or the 15th, just because like that would be the 2nd or the 3rd week into it, I think that we'll get Black Ops 2 backwards compatible at some point during that time. It's just a theory, guys. Just want to remind you once again, this is 100% theory. I have no idea when Black Ops 2 might possibly be backwards compatible, remastered, or whatever. But I just wanted to give you guys a theory just because I know how much of you guys like Black Ops 2, including myself, and how much we would love to see it come back. Because right now, that and MW2 and 3 are the only Call of Duties left yet to be backwards compatible. And we just really are just wanting Black Ops 2 super bad. So I'm hoping that Activision will eventually give in and give us these games. But I honestly think that we're going to have to wait until at least the last DLC for Infinite Warfare. But the good news is, though, is that it would be possibly around August time at the very earliest. We wouldn't have to wait till November and possibly have another game that we'd be super excited for. Because I honestly think Sledgehammer will deliver this year. I think that they will give us something like Call of Duty Vietnam or World at War 2, whatever it may be. I don't think Activision was stupid enough to go with another boost jumping Call of Duty game again. I just don't think that's going to happen. I think at least Sledgehammer will at least go back in the boots on the ground at the very least. Might still have supply drops, but we're at least going to be going back in the boots on the ground. I'm almost positive of it. I don't think that they can screw up that much, like so many times. But anyways, guys, this is going to be today's video. I'm just rambling on at this point, but I hope you guys did enjoy the theory, and if you guys did, I would really appreciate if you could drop a thumbs up. In fact, just drop a thumbs up in general if you guys are hyped for a possibility of a Black Ops 2 remastered or backwards compatible. Just leave a thumbs up for that. And also, just let me know what you would actually rather have in the comments down below. Would you rather have Black Ops 2 backwards compatible, remastered, or heck, even both? I'm just kind of curious. I'm just throwing it out there. Let me know. One or the other, or both. I'm just curious. Let me know in the comments. And if you guys are new around here, I'd really appreciate if you could subscribe as well for, you know, more awesome videos coming each and every day. I'm going to be posting stuff like Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, just other stuff in general. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.